Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chelsea Explain, as this is your match review after we knocked out Palmeiras 2-1. And now in the semi-final we're gonna play against another Brazilian side, which is Fluminense, where we're gonna see Thiago Silva again, which of course is going to be exciting, and we are one step closer to the final and potentially claiming the Club World Cup trophy. Maresca didn't have an easy choice to make a selection for the lineup because Lavia Badachile felt something. They maybe have an injury. Caicedo is suspended, and even Reece James felt something during the warm-up and was taken off from the starting lineup. We can only hope nothing is too serious, but maybe Maresca has been a bit bold playing Lavia and James too much, especially under these extreme weather conditions where you can't really fully recover in time. Maybe, I don't know what's the case, but maybe he has been a bit too bold, and therefore Lavia and James can't handle playing every third game, and therefore they have felt something. Made a lot of changes, and I was crying out for Maresca to actually be bold and give some player minutes that I think deserve it and can play a key part in Maresca's system, because as I'm stressing, why buy players if you're not gonna trust them? Like, what's the point? But he was actually going to start James in the midfield, and I read so many comments on Twitter and YouTube, and people do not want to see James in the midfield. But apparently Maresca, as you know, he's stubborn, and when he's made his choice, he's not gonna go away from it. James was injured, and that meant Santos came in instead and played as a defensive midfielder or deep line playmaker, and he was just superb. Have Sanchez in goal. In the back line was Cucurella, Chaloba and Colwell making the makeshift back three. Gusto was joining the attack like a flying, inverting wing back that was very advanced. Had Santos being a lone pivot. Enzo Fernandez was playing next to him, but he was sometimes dropping down, linking up, helping us progress the ball up the field, but he was also occupying the left channel and half space at certain time as well. We were sort of playing a 3-4-3 with a diamond midfield, sort of Cruyff system, which was very interesting to see. And on top of that diamond in the midfield, we had Cole Palmer that had the license to drift either to the left hand side or the right hand side, which of course made it very, very difficult for Palmeiras to mark him and predict his next moves. We had Nkunku on the left hand side, Neto on the right hand side. I was surprised he was in the right mind to start this game because of the tragedy that happened, so fair play to him. And we had the lap up front. The first and second half was sort of two different games. It was Palmer that finally scored again his first goal in the Club World Cup. He received a fantastic progressive pass through the lines from Chaloba, made a fantastic touch, and when passed on the inside, Palmeiras defenders drive the ball forward a little bit and slot it in the left bottom corner. Maybe Palmer has been trying too much, and therefore things hasn't worked out, but maybe he's just, you know what, I'm gonna do my best and then we'll see what's gonna happen. And I have to give credit to him for being mentally strong, because a lot of players lose massive confidence when they're not scoring, but he has continued to keep on trying, and finally it paid off. During the first half, we had chances through Fernandez, Nkunku, Palmer, some other guys. We were constantly attacking, dominating possession, putting in crosses, but we couldn't really add the second goal or third goal to kill the game, which is something we really need to improve upon if we want to evolve and go to the next level as a team. For example, Nkunku received a fantastic box inside the box. He was too hesitant, he was leaning back, hitting it with too much power. Should have leaned more forward, put a low driven cross in one of the bottom corners. It would have been, and then it would likely have been 2-0. So killing games and being decisive in the final third is something I'm gonna continuously to stress about, that that has to improve. And when the second half started, we were not that focused, we weren't that sharp, and Estevão used his Brazilian flair to get past Levi Colwill, placing the ball on the near post past Sanchez. It was a superb move and a fantastic goal. Some people argue Sanchez should have saved it, some argue it was too well placed, that there was nothing he could do. But Sanchez has been beaten on his near post before, and I think he could have reacted a bit more, been in a better position, and he could have tipped that shot over the bar. Palmeiras getting the equalizer, the game is opening up, we losing control, we losing confidence, as we usually do when things aren't going in our favor. Palmeiras taking more charge of the game, they trying to go at us and adding the second goal and taking the lead, which they are pretty close in some occasions. And then Maresca turns to the bench, being reactive immediately, bringing on subs, taking out the Lapp who got an unnecessary yellow card, being aggressive for no sake, for no reason whatsoever. He brought him off, he brought Nkunku off, took in Madueke and João Pedro, and they kind of helped us change the game a little bit. I mean, I thought João Pedro was not ready because he just arrived from his holiday. I was so wrong. What a debut from João Pedro. I was so impressed with his flair, movement, pressing, urgency, closing down, link up play. He was everywhere. I was really thinking we have brought a serious player to the attack. Then we're adding the second goal towards the end, thanks to Augusto shot. It took a little deflection on Palmeiras defender, and the goalkeeper is put off guard, but I think he should have saved that. It was another howler, so we get a bit fortune and help from their defender and goalkeeper. There's also more subs coming in, Kieran Jesper and Darius Sugar coming in. We were also pretty close to adding further goals, Madueke hitting the post, João Pedro being quite close as well, and we have some other players having attempts on goal. And I really like Maresca went with a more attacking system and trying to go at Palmeiras. I really like the setup from him today. The thing I feel like we need to improve upon is our decisiveness in the final third, and try to make the right decision at the right time. We usually cross when we shouldn't. We usually pass when we should shoot, and vice versa. We can be a bit more clinical when we're seeing the opportunities to have an attempt on goal. We also need to stop taking unnecessary yellow cards. Yes, I know this sort of yellow card suspension rule in Club World Cup is kind of weird. It's taking away the aggressiveness from the game, but it's the same for every team. Oftentimes than not, we're taking unnecessary yellow cards because we're booked for dissent. We're putting in an unnecessary foul on the opponent. We're saying something to the referee that is maybe unnecessary. And this is the problem we have with many players in this team, and this has to be eliminated as much as possible. If we're getting into more positive stuff, for me, my man of the match is Cole Palmer. Was superb in attack, was everywhere, and I think he's gonna get back to his former self where he is delivering with goals and assists on a more regular basis. But when he's not adding the points output, he's still creating chances for his teammates. He's tracking back, he's closing down, and helps the team a lot defensively wise. The second player I was very impressed with, or I'm gonna say a lot of players with the Brazilian flair in terms of João Pedro, as I mentioned. What a fantastic debut. I can't wait to see more of him. I think he's gonna claim the striker's starting spot, to be honest. André Santos, the next Brazilian wonder kid. How Maresca didn't want to turn to him. He rather wanted to play with his teams in the midfield is a sackable offense. You have to trust the players you're bringing in. I mean, André Santos was one of League One's best midfielders last season. And he was playing for Strasbourg, not Paris Saint-Germain. So versatile. Now he was playing like a deep line playmaker. Yes, he can be in better defensive position at some times, but he was also putting in nice tackles to win back the ball and stop the opponent from creating something inside the box. It was really difficult for the opponent to get the ball from him. He was linking up well with Enzo Fernandez to progress the ball further up into the final third. Maresca needs to trust his player more. He needs to stop being so afraid and stubborn, because this is proof of why these guys are so talented and why some of these guys has been brought in. Also saw more Brazilian flair, but it was from Esteval William on the Palmeiras side. Insane generational wonder kid that we got our hands on, and he's gonna join with the squad after the tournament. But his silkiness, his flair, first touch, technical abilities, can shoot with both feet. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Also some other positive performance, especially from the back line. Despite us conceding a goal, I still think Chalobah, Colwill was solid, Cucurella as well. Gusta actually thought he had a poor first half, but his second half was actually better in my point of view. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you're brand new here, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my page, hit that bell down below, and Chelsea Explain is out. Peace.